All right, so we haven't done a mailbag in a while. So let's get into it. All right, so first up, orange balls everywhere. This one was sent to me on Twitter. And I guess this is just going to be an ongoing thing until I take down that video. Not that I'd want to, because I think for a lot of people, it's really their first experience with magic. Where a lot of new people are like, whoa, maybe there is something to this magic stuff after all. At what point of being a skeptic do you have to start thinking, well, maybe there is something to the subconscious having an influence over this reality? Confirmation indeed. If I had $1 for every orange ball that has made its way into my front yard. All right, next one. Walk up to it, pick it up, acknowledge it. Thank you so much for sending this orange ball. Bring it into your home, and they should stop showing up. The subconscious is just trying to give you what you asked for. So acknowledge it and thank it. Hi there, Frater. I have been enjoying your material for about 3 years now, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. During one of your lessons, the sigil for the orange ball was flashed in front of my face. That's all. Flashed. I didn't copy it, or charge it, or anything. Just glanced. A few weeks later, this was in my yard, out of nowhere. Pretty effing cool. I'm enjoying the laws of magic and look forward to all your lessons. Blessings. Yeah, a brief flash is enough to get it into the subconscious. The subconscious sees all. That's why it's represented by the all-seeing eye. You remember the story I told about how I didn't like McDonald's, but I had a craving for McDonald's one day, and come to find out it's because my girlfriend left a McDonald's bag on the table that I didn't consciously see, but my subconscious saw it and processed it and manifested as an internal craving for McDonald's. Yeah, subconscious sees everything. That's why these companies, man, you got to watch them when they're sneaking subliminals into their advertising. Just below the threshold of conscious awareness. They can't be overt about it because the conscious mind is a filter. It'll block it out. So they need to find ways to sneak it past the conscious mind. Anyway, I'm glad that it manifested for you. For a lot of people, this is the moment where it all becomes real for them. And they start thinking, well, if I can manifest a ball, what else can I do? And you know why I picked the orange ball? Because it's unique enough so that you know that it's not just a coincidence, but not so rare to make it so difficult to manifest. Orange is also a color that will show up. You'll be able to see it when it shows up and recognize it right away. It should stand out in the yard. And lastly, it's because nobody really cares about it. The things you care about the least are the easiest to manifest because you don't have lust for results for it. You're going to forget about it easier and let the law of least expectance take over. Because when you really want something, when you're really desperate, that's when it's the hardest to let go of that desire, which doesn't allow it to manifest. But an orange ball, nobody cares until it shows up, and then it's confirmation. So yeah, great job. And I'm excited that you're excited for your future possibilities. And thanks to everyone for sharing your photos. I do enjoy seeing them. I do enjoy hearing the testimonials of how they appeared and getting everyone's reactions to them showing up in their yard for the first time, proving that magic can just bring things right to you. So thanks to you all. Hey, found you on YouTube and wanted to thank you for your work. Really interesting stuff. Because I'm new to all this, I was wondering what you would recommend to get started in creating my own rituals to make this all happen. Books or whatever else you would think would help a newbie out. Thanks again. Well, of course, I'm always going to recommend my own programs. I mean, call me biased. But I'm sure many people would agree because of the way that I explain things. But you asked for a book, and people already know that I recommend the book by Liam Thomas Christopher, Magick, Kabbalah, and the Great Work of Self-Transformation. But I wouldn't necessarily consider that a book for beginners. That is a curriculum that takes quite a commitment, several years. So it's more of something to return to after you've decided that you want magic to be a prominent part of your life. Instead, for newbies, I would recommend the book Modern Magic by the late, great Donald Craig. Modern Magic, 12 Lessons in the High Magical Arts. It's going to cover all the basics that you need to learn in order to perform Western ceremonial magic. So that would be my recommendation for a newbie, and if you can get into that, you may want to go back at some point and give Liam Christopher's book a go. Okay? And I appreciate the question. Thank you. Hi, Frater. I wish to know whether one can use a Bible quote as a motto in magic. Can one have several mottos, one for each visualization implement? About the healing visualization mentioned in my previous mail, it worked. The person had a sudden insight as to the cause of the complaints and what to do, now getting better each day. Thank you, Frater, for answering. Kind regards. First of all, congratulations on your success with the healing magic. That's wonderful to hear. You guys have been on fire lately. You guys are making it look so easy. But yeah, that's great news. As for using Bible verses in magic, absolutely. Especially the Psalms. The Psalms are very potent when used with magic. And I should make a note to do an entire video or even a program just on that alone. Because, I mean, you go to look at hoodoo, that tradition is steeped in Bible verses, and in particular the Psalms, using the Psalms. You go to do an uncrossing ritual, you're going to be reading the Psalms. So yes, you can use Bible quotes in your magic. It is very effective. Old or New Testament, both work. But if you want a little extra kick, use the Psalms. Okay? Yeah, thanks for the question. It's a good one. And as for using more than one, yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Just try not to make things too complicated. Don't overload yourself. That's when people start running into problems. They get caught up too much in the logical part of the mind. They're using too much form and not enough force. And we will be going over more of that in an upcoming video. So thanks for the question. I do appreciate it. All right, one more, but it's a really good one. I know nothing's going to beat the banishment of stage 4 cancer testimonial, but this one's pretty close. Okay, so what that one was to health, this one is to wealth. So one of my more popular videos on this channel is how to win the lottery using magic. And in that video, I talk about how incredibly difficult it is to do because there's a catch-22. In order to win the lottery with magic, you have to feel as if you've won the lottery with magic. And how are you going to feel what that feels like unless you actually win it? Well, I'm very pleased to announce that we finally have had someone who has won the lottery using magic. Let's check it out. First of all, let me thank you by saying if I hadn't come across your channel, this probably wouldn't have happened. I'm not the kind of woman that plays the lottery or scratch-offs. Sometimes I enter contests and such, but those are always usually free, so I don't necessarily lose anything other than the time I probably would have spent watching PewDiePie and reading Agrippa, to be honest. I've done a few good luck spells in the past year with, I guess you could say, would-be so-so results, but I don't think the magic worked for those because now I have a ticket worth $745,000. That is amazing. Congratulations. That is awesome. You know, when I say that a lot of you are going to go on to do much greater things than I'm not kidding. That's amazing. I haven't won the lotto, but I am ecstatic and so glad that somebody watching this channel has. That is incredible. It may have taken 4 months, but man, am I glad I did those spells. I bet. Absolutely. Who says you can't win the lotto with a good spell? Right. Yeah, I never said you couldn't. I just said it was difficult. Maybe you should send in what you did and I'll put it in the next chapter of Secrets of Wealth. To add on to the success story, since I know you love them, I'll mention that for the luck spells, I took your music advice. I'm not into all the young rap these days about money and all that, so I wanted to have a song that would make me feel rich. I've always imagined me in a big house listening to Alice in Chains and other music, but I couldn't find the right song for the spell. So believe it or not, I went with Toto Africa, and God be damned, it worked. Yeah, that's certainly an odd choice. Everybody's going to be playing Toto now. Now, what she's talking about is the simple magic that I had talked about previously, utilizing song and dance, using music. Because music draws out emotions and feelings. You can really get into it, start dancing, moving about, because magic requires force and form. And most people don't have a problem with the form. Most people are too stuck in their heads. What they need is more force. So putting on some music and getting into it is helping to add that force, that emotion, that feeling, getting into it while you're doing your visualizations. And for a lot of people, that's enough. Enough to win $745,000 apparently. Instead of a green candle, I used a gold. I will be honest, I think the moon was void of course when it worked. No, void of course only matters when you do the magic, when you're doing the spell, not when it manifests, which will be whenever you least expect it. But for real, some candles, meditation, music can really pay off, like $745,000 pay off. Thanks, Frater. I can't wait to share some money with you when I get my earnings. And thank you. Now, you don't have to do that, but I'm also not going to deny someone the opportunity to express their gratitude. I recently had a guy send $1,000 to me on Patreon and immediately got 10 times that amount back. So for some, it's a way to get even more. So it isn't necessary, but I'm not going to say no, and anything that you feel is appropriate will be highly appreciated. In fact, whatever you said should probably be framed and hung on the wall. The first lottery winner on the Mind and Magic channel. I am so thrilled for you. Thank you so much for your testimonial. It really made my week. And after the week I've had, trust me, I needed it. Your success has brought a smile to my face, and I hope you do great things with it and enjoy it. And that's all the time we have for today, but wow, you guys are really blowing me away here. We're really on a hot streak. Let's keep it going. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like or share it. Follow me at Twitter at Frater Xavier. Consider joining us over at Patreon or Subscribestar, where all supporters get early access to Mystery School videos before they're available elsewhere. I'm Frater Xavier, and I'll see you real soon. Take care.